Alright everybody, let's go ahead and get started. I am Paglada, leader of Gaiscioch, and I came to know Scott Kingston about 2 years back in Rift. He was always kind of one of the guys that would hang out, chat, but was kind of not really of the leader type. It wasn't until we got to ESO and I pretty much was on critical mass, and even I was getting pulled away from ESO more and more. He stepped up to take the ball and started leading weekly events, started getting everybody together. He did really well at it. In fact, I think he did better than I did. He was one of Gaiscioch's first emperors. Really good at PvP, really good at the dungeoning. Um, he was always there for a lot of people, and he is one of my favorite people on the ESO side, and one of the people that every time I talked about the ESO side, he was one of the people I was talking about. So this has been a real big shock to all of us, losing him. Did not expect it, to say the least. And I just wanted to bring you guys together, a little chance to remember him, let some people speak about them and their memories about him. Um, let's go ahead and start off with JJR Dragon. I know you want to say something, so go ahead and pick the stump.
Okay. I'm going to read a little bit from the post I did on the website. We may have not known Paleus for that long, Scott. In the time we've known him in ESO, over a year now, he was a bright star in our lives. Many people outside this type of online community don't know what kind of real-life friendships that can be forged in this environment, in this community. We spoke of real life sparingly, but kept each other appraised of the important real life things, but mostly we shared the joy of working together as a team almost every night for a year. Overcoming obstacles on a regular basis, sharing our limited game time and our brief respite from the pressures of real life on an almost daily basis. We found a home and a family in this virtual environment that transcended this simple game. True friends are precious. Paleus was a funny, caring, stubborn, bullheaded, indecisive, competitive, positive, happy human being. We typically had to hang out in the 18+ channel for those raids and groups when the humor got a bit more not safe for work. When we struggled, when we learned new content, when we banged our heads against the same thing over and over, and when we stayed up too late and regretted it the next day, and when we were finally successful. I know that Paleus would not want us to be sad and hang our heads, as hard as it is not to do so. At this point, the game and life seems a little diminished without him. I know he would want us to continue to have fun, to continue to live life and remember him fondly. He has leveled up from this life, and I firmly believe, I know that he firmly believed that he will be going to a better place and a different home from the one we all know now. We will miss you, Scott. You'll always be Emperor Paleus to us. And for one final time for him, I say Black Boot. There's something I found online I'd like to share with you that reminded me of how important it is to remember that people aren't really gone. They're with us in some way. It's called Do Not Stand by My Grave and Weep by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am the thousand winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there, I did not die. And thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you for that. Kat, would you like to say something?
Yeah. I met Peleus probably about one of the worst times in my life. Worst points in my life, I should say. Not that meeting Peleus was. And him along with Ash and JJ and Tara and others, but a lot did a lot to keep me sane, get me through. You know, as JJ touched upon, people outside a game don't understand and be amazed how many times, well, none of you would be, but how many times people will say, but they're not real. And I say to them, we know each other probably better than anybody else can consider their friend because we're a team. We work together every night. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We know how far they'll push, what will cause them to back down, what their values really are. And Peleus had to have been one of the best people I've ever known. You know, he was strong, he was loyal, always in for a good fight, always encouraging everybody else to keep their spirits up, to keep going, to keep fighting. We're gonna miss him. And it will not be the same without him. But we'll get through this. Somehow. That's all I can say right now.
It's okay. Thank you for sharing. Next, we have Valerie.
Alright. I didn't know Scott very well, but with each raid I was lucky enough to join, I was never a stranger, and any awkwardness and self-doubt bled away into evenings of fun, laughs, and being part of something special. He made the overwhelming seem reachable, and the insecure feel welcomed, capable, and appreciated. His warmth, ease, humor, guidance, and leadership were things to look forward to, and each chanting of Black Boot was something I will cherish and that I can continue to share with the GSCH family. He was endearing, ornery, patient, be it with the noob lagging behind, or me chasing after squirrels, sky shards, lore books, or wandering plans of going after that faraway keep or reinforcing our comrades against the blueberries and bananas. And then I have a poem I'd like to read by Henry Scott Holland. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you, and the old life that we have lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way in which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, and pray for me. Let my name ever be the household word that it always was. Let it not be spoken with effort and without a ghost of shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am but here waiting for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is hurt and nothing is lost. Our one brief moment and all will be as it was before, and we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again.
Go ahead, Ashery.
All I have to say is right now, I still have on my friends list, contacts list, and guild roster. It's been 16 days and 20 hours. I still think after this, I'm still gonna expect him to,
So a lot of people didn't get a chance to meet Paleus because he was a late night gamer. Family always came first. He never logged on until he tucked his son into bed and read him a story. So he never got to attend any of the trials or any of the map clearings. And if he did, it was a very rare Saturday. We were lucky enough to find him. Me, Kat, and JJ used to do late night runs with Crazy Royal, and he disappeared. And suddenly Paleus was there like some magical DPS. We had an adventure every night of giving him 20 minutes forewarning and then allowing him to decide if he was going to respec then or in the middle of our group. He couldn't keep a spec for longer than 24 hours for, God, months. I still remember the first time he finally decided to give up stamina and went Magicka and leveled the entire group, and we're like, yep, that'll do. And up until 16 days ago, he was still threatening on a nightly basis to go respec. Our first major run with him, and I was having a hell of a time keeping him alive. He was a DPS I could not keep alive until I realized after an announcement of his that he was trying to put pots on himself and instead was using masonry repair kits throughout every vet dungeon we've been running all night. And we never let him live it down. He was always happy. It didn't matter how many hours that we spent masochistically grinding, and it was masochistically grinding. He never was impatient. He never was upset. He never got tired. And you only knew he was frustrated when he started posting videos on, hey, maybe we should watch this one. And then, I mean, 5 hours on a single boss going, what the hell are we doing wrong? And he was just grinning the entire time. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. If we were running a dungeon, me and Kat, our loot hounds, we'd find chests and shout, hey, chests! And he'd come running up bouncing, hey, melons! And that's just the type of guy that he was. He made me and JJ like PvP. He made it fun. He teamed up so well with Tara, and Tara wishes so badly he could be here. He's out of town for a nephew's wedding, and he wanted to be here, him and Valerie both, and they couldn't. They were such counterparts to each other. Tara, the strategist, and Paleus, the, hey, that looks safe, let's run into 20 mobs. He doesn't know how to stand on the sidelines. He's always in the middle. Always in the middle. Without a tank or a healer. Always. He had this charisma about him that just brought everyone to him. He was always welcoming. Even if he was so fed up with everything going on, he was always welcoming. I realized that I'm in every guild I'm in, with the exception of Gaiscioch, because of Paleus. He's the group leader of Black Boot. We're small, but we're here. And I'm never leaving Black Boot. Black Boot's the one place I can log in, and he'll always be Emperor. He's the reason I wear pink. After JJ logged into my account and painted me bright pink, Paleus declared if I'm not wearing bright pink, he won't run dungeons with me. He got really jealous when Kat moved back up to Oregon and me and JJ got to meet her. And then when Valerie and Tara Hawk started talking about coming up here on vacation, he got even a little bit more jealous. And he had been planning to he was planning on coming up next month with his family to meet us and to spend a weekend or two together. And we were really, really looking forward to that. And I'm so heartbroken that we missed that opportunity to meet face to face this one part of our life for the past year plus. It feels wrong to be in game without him. It feels wrong to joke and to laugh. Just as wrong to joke and laugh as it feels not to, because that's who he was and that's what he'd expect of us. He was a wonderful person inside and out, and I can't believe that he is gone. And I can't believe that he didn't share any of what was going on with the rest of us because he didn't want to bring us down when we were either in hard parts of our life or we were going on vacation or whatever else it was we had planned. That being said, I know that Valerie and myself and Tara Hawk have all reached out to his wife and his son, that they're doing well and they're very well supported. And this morning they had the viewing and the funeral, and they're not alone. They're surrounded by loving people. I did invite her to join us tonight, but she didn't feel comfortable coming in game. But she did send her thanks and her love to all of us for being a part of his life. And that's it.
Thank you, Ashery. Does anyone else have any words that they would like to say?
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yep.
Oh. Um. I'm the GM of Walmart, and he's been in Walmart for, I don't know, the longest while. I know I'm not good at this, but let's just say that he's always been like, really, really cool. I like ever hear, oh, we missed some packages for auctions. Like he said it 2-3 packages. I don't know. It's just I know. He'd always participate in stuff. He'd help. I've seen people asking Gil, "Hey, can you help me with so and so?" And he'll say, "Oh, yeah, what do you need?" You know, I don't know what to say other than that. Like it's just saying that he was an integral part of our core group. We have specific members. Like we have this thing that okay, we boot people after 7 days. It's 17 days. I never knew nothing was going on. I still left him there because, well, you know, there's no member, no nothing. It's just because he always was so cool. I just didn't want to lose him. Hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back. This is what I will always say. Yeah, but I guess that's about it.
Thank you. And thanks for being here. I know Discord's a little weird when you step on it for the first time on the web version. It doesn't really have a push to talk and it just kind of queues you up permanently. So thanks for speaking out.
I'll say a little bit.
All right.
I didn't get to run with the late night group a lot, but I really did enjoy PvP when Emperor Paleus was in the lead. As everybody had said before, he does an amazing job of leading with humor and patience and helping everybody feel welcome and able, whether you were a great player or one who is working on becoming a great player. He and his style, his laughter, and leadership will be missed.
They will. Well, I think we can all agree that Peleus touched a lot of lives, and just finding tonight that not only was he in the two guilds I knew of, but he was also in yet another two, and all of those people have been affected by him, and all of those people have memories of him. And one of my favorite Irish quotes that my grandma taught me at one point was, "Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal." And that's really something that really hits home today. When I was looking through the stuff that I have written down, that was kind of one of the ones that jumped out at me, because it's really those memories and the the endless dungeon hours, the endless AVA time, the endless just gabbing away in the middle of the night with somebody. Those really stay with you, and they don't ever leave you. It's always there, and nobody can take them from you. So what I would encourage you all to do is hold on to those memories, because that's how he becomes, immortal. Is you'll never forget him. He was always a part of your life. He became part of you the day you met him. So just go out there and remember him as best as you can. I want to thank you all for coming out today. I know a lot of you have busy schedules, and a lot of you knew him, and this is really hard for you to stand up and speak. And I really appreciate you guys coming and saying a few nice words. I will be posting this up on YouTube so that his family can see it. And I'll be happy to share the link once it's done. Any final words anyone wants to say before I turn this thing off?
We would like to sound war horns for him, please.
Let's do it. Count of 3.
1, 2, 3. Sound war horns, please.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.